VR is a great way to get in shape or stay in shape because the goal is to actually have fun and not feel like you're working out. It gives you that motivation to get up and move, which a lot of us, including me, have become very sedentary lately. Now there's quite a few options out there. Some have one-time costs, which I've covered in videos in the past. However, this video is going to show you what to expect when it comes to the subscription-based fitness apps: Supernatural, FitXR, VZFit, and Holofit. With the exception of Holofit, all of the apps I'm going to be going over are Quest only, so check out some of my other videos for non-subscription based games that you can play to work up a sweat that are PC VR based. Hello, my name's Adam Bombati. I used to be an NASM certified personal trainer, and I also competed in bodybuilding a few times. That was all in the past. Now I need some serious help when it comes to making sure that I stay fit and active again. Of course, with these apps, you should also pair them with some sort of diet plan depending on your goals, at least by tracking your calories with an app like MyFitnessPal or Avatar Nutrition, for example. Adding some resistance training on your non-cardio days will also help you stay nice and balanced. As a bonus, in the middle of this video, I'm going to show you some VR dumbbells which you can add in and use for at least half of these apps, and you'll see why. Now let's get started. First, let's get started with Supernatural. Supernatural is the most expensive game on the list, coming in at $18.99 a month or $179.99 a year, which breaks down to $15 a month if you math it. Supernatural has 4 different types of activities: boxing, flow, meditation, and stretching. Boxing, of course, has you switch off between orthodox and southpaw stances while throwing your usual jabs, crosses, hooks, and uppercuts. They have a very interesting bob and weave and slip system that looked and felt great. The coaches do a great job of teaching you how to punch and encouraging you to use those abs during the slips. Flow is more like a flowy version of Beat Saber. You basically want to hit the balloons from the base all the way to the tail, so the game encourages your movements to be larger and your arm swings wider than just forearm flicks. Flow also utilizes different triangles to signify if you should squat, stand, or do side lunges during a song. Both box and flow can be played with 3 different challenge levels: low, medium, and high intensity. Don't underestimate the difficulties though. There were a few times on boxing low that I was sure I must have accidentally selected medium. Using Supernatural's companion mobile app, you can also pair certain heart rate monitors to the app so you can check your levels after each song. For boxing and flow, I clocked between 120 and 148 beats per minute, and that was just playing on the low intensity. Meditation basically puts you in one of these scenic environments with the coach giving you positive affirmations and reminding you to slow down and breathe. And with stretching, of course, you follow along with a coach while they guide you through various stretches. My biggest worry at first was, oh god, coaches. But I will say that I actually really enjoyed them and that they did have a lot to add to each workout. They are there alongside you doing the same moves so they can help you with what's coming ahead, will make comments on the music playing, and much more. They aren't actually live, and actually with you of course, but are very convincing. They didn't come off as cheesy or corny at all, and the projection of them that appears during the warm-up and cool-down sessions is really neat. Instead of giving you a 3D environment, Supernatural puts you in 360 views of real-world locations. Unfortunately, you cannot pick these locations. They are locked to that class, which makes sense since occasionally the trainer will comment on it, but I really didn't mind. It's a wide variety, so it's nice to be surprised and see where a class will take me this time. The reason Supernatural is probably one of the more expensive options out there is because it has great music licensing from all types of popular artists and bands. They also release a new class every day, meaning you'll never get bored of the same maps, movements, and songs. Supernatural does not have a multiplayer aspect to it, unfortunately, nor is there much sense of competition. You can, however, create 4 profiles on your headset so you don't have to worry about a house member muddying up your scores and tracking. Next, we've got FitXR. Compared to Supernatural, FitXR is a bit more affordable at $9.99 a month. Without signing up for a membership or having to add a credit card, they do offer a few classes for free that you can try. FitXR offers 3 different types of classes: box, hit, or dance. Box, of course, is no-nonsense, features all the traditional moves you would expect in boxing. Your score is based not only on actually hitting the mark, but also with how much power you put behind your punches. I really liked looking at the power meter below me to make sure I was putting in as much effort as possible. The HIT, or high-intensity interval training classes, were refreshing and different compared to the normal VR fitness offerings out there. Basically, you need to move and hit colored orbs in certain patterns as fast as possible. While this sounds simple, the game really makes sure that you are in fact either squatting or lunging to the side, preventing you from just standing there in one place and attempting to punch the bubbles. HIIT training is really good for your performance and speed, and is a great mental challenge as well, so I was very happy with how FitXR implemented this. Finally, FitXR also offers Dance, which is probably my least favorite. You basically need to copy the moves of the trainer in front of you, and the game rewards you based on how accurate you are. I did not appreciate some of the jumping movements such as jumping jacks, because jumping with a Quest headset on your head absolutely sucks, and you can risk just throwing the damn thing off your head. For boxing, my heart rate was around 140 to 150 beats per minute, for HIIT around 120 to 150, and Dance between 130 and 140. For each class, you can select the intensity level, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, as well as the environment you want to be in. You can usually choose from some sort of gym setting or outdoors depending on the class type. The coaches are okay. FitXR decided to go with 3D models instead of a video representation, which leaves them looking a little stiff and uncomfortable. The coaches themselves aren't bad though, but they don't seem to have as much personality or are as memorable as those in Supernatural. FitXR does multiplayer and the sense of competition very well. You can either choose to do any class together, or if you'd rather play solo, you get paired up with random recordings of people who have played that class in the past, giving you others you can compete and score with. Music-wise, FitXR isn't really anything special in my opinion. At no point in my trial did I feel like, this is total stock music, or wow, this is such a great song. The music's more like background noise that fit well with each workout. FitXR allows you to have up to 5 user profiles per headset or membership. Now, this isn't a sponsored segment or anything, but I wanted to interject before going on in case you ended up picking up either Supernatural or FitXR to go with, as KIWI has released a very interesting accessory that actually pairs pretty well with the type of workouts both games offer. They've actually created a dumbbell add-on for your Quest 2 controller. It's really easy to install. Basically, it screws into the ring of your controller, keeps the outside of the ring free and clear, and doesn't interfere with tracking. Though if you use the KIWI Pro grips, you're probably going to have to remove those onion covers from the ring. The KIWI Dumbbell comes with 3 weight plates weighing 50 grams each, max weight per controller being 150 grams. They also have plastic adapter plates you can use to further adjust the weight if you'd like to lighten things, weighing around 1.6 grams each. I don't recommend going hard and using these in your workouts right away. Wait until you start feeling like certain classes are feeling too easy to add an extra challenge. You can also use these with your favorite rhythm games as well. Anyway, on to the last 2 other fitness apps. VZFit and Holofit to follow are both different from the above games. In fact, it wouldn't be terribly fair to compare them the same way, so consider these 2 as potential other ways of getting exercise in. VZFit can be used either standing with your controllers or in a much more immersive way using an exercise bike or elliptical with a cadence tracker. Holofit can be used standing with your controllers, or again my preferred way with an exercise bike or additionally with a rowing machine. More on Holofit later. I did a full review of VZFit in the past that you can look through for more of an in-depth video, but I'll still go over the main features here for fair comparison. VZFit costs $9.99 a month, and with a membership you get access to being able to visit anywhere in the world, access multiplayer, which means you can ride with friends or strangers, and play fitness-based minigames on their companion app VZFit Play. To get the most out of VZFit, you need an exercise bike with a cadence sensor so that your physical pedaling matches to the in-game movements. I have a kit link that I'll post with some affordable options and what I use and recommend in the description below. If you want to explore with just standing options, you pedal by moving your arms in a running motion. The trainer can give you some standing workouts to do to make it a little more interesting, but I still definitely prefer using my bike when it comes to VZFit. I don't have an elliptical, so I wasn't able to see how well that worked, but if you have tried it, let me know. VZFit allows you to travel anywhere in the world using Google Street View, giving you an amazing amount of possibilities. They have some suggested rides for you that are a little more polished because, as you can imagine, not all Google Street Views will be of high quality. Each ride can feature a trainer that you can turn on or off. They have predetermined workout types you can select from to keep you engaged and getting the most from your workout. VZ Play uses the power of your pedaling from your bike in order to play various minigames such as riding a tank, flying a helicopter, to feeding ducks in a pond. While the graphics may not be the best, I felt that I was actually compelled to pedal harder in order to complete objectives in the minigames than I would if I were just leisurely biking. My average beats per minute playing a few minigames or doing a bike ride with interval training was between 92 and 126 BPM. I was very surprised with the tracking of the cadence sensor and its translation to in-game movement. If I slowed down, the bike slowed down. If I sped up, the bike sped up. Changing directions is done by leaning to one side or another, although you can change this too if you'd like. You can adjust the difficulty of rides either by increasing the resistance on your physical bike itself, or you can do it in-game as well. While there are a few in-game radio stations you can choose from, the game doesn't really rely on audio cues unless you are doing one of the workouts, so you can also just easily pop in some earbuds and play whatever music you'd like from your phone or something during your ride. You can have as many profiles as you want as long as they are on the same Oculus ID. Each profile will have to create their own account, however, and will have to log into it when it's their turn to ride. Now onto Holofit, which costs about €9.99 a month, or about $11.44 US dollars. Similar to VZFit, you can use it with your exercise bike, although sadly it would no longer detect my cadence sensors, although it used to. Interestingly enough, you can also use this game with a rowing machine. Holofit offers a standing mode additionally, in which you can do various motions of your choosing with your controllers instead, but being totally honest, all of them felt a bit silly. Rowing does not work with cadence sensors, instead it uses the front-back motion of your body to gauge your speed. Unlike VZFit, instead of featuring real worlds, Holofit creates their own for you to explore. Some of the maps are pretty interesting, usually a lot happens to look at to encourage you to get just a bit further to see what's ahead. The game also encourages you to look at things by highlighting certain aspects and rewarding you with trophies that you can collect. You can either choose to explore on the maps on your own, with or without trophies, but you can also select a few training modes with different cardio goals and intensities, or timed amounts where you can try to beat your distance and average speed. Multiplayer comes in the form of competing, which you can race against AI competitors or real people. Out of all the apps on the list, Holofit is the only app you can use with a PC VR headset, as it's available on Viveport and supports Vive headsets as well as the Oculus Rift. Note that the PC VR version, however, does not support cadence sensors, and I've only tested with the Quest version in this video. I'll admit that I didn't really like the biking portions of Holofit. Even when my cadence sensor was working, no matter how fast I pedaled, the game seems locked at a max speed. I tested this with just using the controllers for motion as well, and no matter how fast I was moving my hands, it did not seem to make me go any faster. This was okay with rowing, however, since I typically don't row very fast. I found it a lot more enjoyable and was more impressed with the tracking here, even though it also seemed to be maxing out the speed. There are no coaches or trainers in Holofit, it's just you and the environment. The music's very backgroundy and unspectacular, but like VZFit, you could just pop in some earbuds and listen to your own tunes. Holofit lets you have up to 4 profiles per headset and promises updates each month containing new worlds, remastered worlds, new game modes, and features. I think it actually may have been a mistake to start off with Supernatural first, because now I'm going to base every fitness-based game I play after that to Supernatural. I enjoyed it that much. Not to say FitXR is bad, I think both games are effective at working up a sweat. It just depends on your budget, but I just think that Supernatural has more longevity and staying power. VZFit and Holofit I can't really compare to Supernatural or FitXR because they're kind of their own beast, but between the two I enjoyed VZFit significantly more. I felt that the tracking was much better. How fast I was pedaling actually equated to the in-game speed. I enjoyed being able to travel anywhere in the world, or even play one of the mini-games to take my mind off of cardio. You don't have to take my word for it though, all of these apps have a free trial, so you can give them a shot yourself, and let me know which ones become your favorites. I tried my best to scour all of the VR subscription-based apps that I could find on the Quest store, but if there's any I may have missed, let me know and maybe I'll make it into a future video. As always, keep on creating and never lose that drive to improve, stay strong, and I'll see you on the next one.